analysis of some Old Testament texts, especially chapters 2 and 3, which are foundational for the rest of the book. I recommend that the listener hear through the body of each of these chapters first to get the overall flow of the argument before extensive consultation of the footnotes. It is my hope that the biblical theological perspective of this book will provide greater fuel to fire the church's motivation not to become conformed to the idols that surround it in order better to fulfill its mission to the world, which is to proclaim that people need to be conformed to Christ's image for the greater glory of God. I am indebted beyond words to my wife, Dorinda, who has discussed the theology of idolatry with me for the past couple of years and who remains as excited as I am about the subject. She has been one of the main instruments through which I have been able to understand this topic in more depth. I am likewise grateful to several churches that have invited me to come and give a series of sermons on this topic of idolatry. Attempting to distill the material for the church community has been essential in helping me to understand it even better. In addition, being able to teach the subject at Wheaton College Graduate School has been an enormous benefit, especially with respect to student questions that have sharpened my perspectives. I also want to offer appreciation to my students, Ben Glad and Stefanos Mihailios, who helped do research in connection with this book. I am above all indebted to my teaching assistants, Mitch Kim and Mike Daling, who read and reread, double-checked, and helped to edit the manuscript of this book, as well as composing some of the indexes. They were tireless in their work and were always willing to help. Thank you, Mitch and Mike. Your contribution to this book was invaluable. Above all, I am thankful to God for enabling me to conceive the idea for this book and for giving me the energy and discipline to write it. It is my prayer that God's glory will more greatly be manifested as a result of the reading of this book. A few comments about some stylistic aspects of the book are in order. English translations follow the New American Standard Bible unless otherwise indicated, or, when different, it represents my own translation. With respect to all translations of ancient works, when the translation differs from the standard editions usually referred to, then it is my translation, or someone else's. In the latter case, I indicate whom. References to the Greek New Testament are from the NA. In making references to the Septuagint, I refer to the Greek text of the Septuagint version of the Old Testament and Apocrypha, with an English translation, Grand Rapids, Zondervan, 1972, which is dependent on Codex B, published by special arrangement with Samuel Bagster and Sons, London. This will enable those not knowing Greek to be able to follow the Septuagint in a readily available English edition. My references to the Dead Sea Scrolls come primarily from the new edition of F.G. Martinez, The Dead Sea Scrolls Translated, Leiden, Boston, Kern, Brill, 1994, and sometimes references made to the Dead Sea Scrolls Study Edition, editor F. Garcia Martinez and Ibert J.C. Tigchler, 2 volumes, Leiden, Boston, Kern, Brill, 2000. In addition, other translations of DSS were consulted and sometimes preferred in quotations, though at other times variations from Martinez are due to the author's own translation. The primary sources of various Jewish works were ordinarily referred to and sometimes quoted in the following English editions: The Babylonian Talmud, editor